Hey guys, welcome back to Grafting Dragon Fruit. It's Richard, and in this video today, I'm going to be talking about all of the updates on Gary's Best topsoil. If you guys remember, about 3 or 4 months ago, I did the switch. I was hearing and also experiencing myself a lot of root rotting, cactus rust, soil being compressed after being in its medium or pot for so long. So I wanted to give something different a try, which was the Gary's Best. So today I'm just gonna give you guys some updates of how it's been doing through the winter. We did have a lot of rain here in Southern California. It was really cold, and for some reason, we had a storm called Pineapple Express from Hawaii come over, and we had the most rain we ever had in California. So that was pretty fun, and it was perfect because I wanted to put the soil to the test to see if it did anything. And then we're gonna compare it with some of the Fox Farm pots that I have as well to see if there was a big or significant change or difference in the soil once you guys use them. Okay, so here is the pots that I did with all the Gary's Best topsoil. So Gary's Best, if you guys don't know about it, it's a soil that a lot of dragon fruit growers are starting to use, mainly because it composes a lot of sand in there, so the draining on it is super immaculate. Once it goes in there, you give it about 10-20 seconds, the water drains right out. The drawback on that is you have to water more frequently because that happens, but you don't have to deal with the root rot where you can lose your whole plant. So I thought that was pretty cool. But here are some of the pots. Let's talk about Sour Patch Kids. Sour Patch Kids here. It's lots of rain. I haven't watered this pot for about maybe a month and a half now, but you can see there's still water in there, and it's because we just keep getting rain. We'll have a week of rain. We'll have 2 to 3 days where it stopped and another week of rain. But as you can see, it's not too damp. It's, breaking up fairly easy here, but it is pretty moist. So there's water in there. But look at my plants. My Sour Patch Kids are nice and plumped. There's no root rot, and there's no diseases that I can see so far. So through my experience with Gary's Best, I'm having pretty good results. There's no root rot, and that was my most worry when it rained too much. A lot of that water would compile up here, and eventually if it gets cold enough, it would freeze the roots and the base of the cutting, and it would just kind of melt it off and start to destroy itself. So I see a lot of improvement there. I wanted to see if it would also fix the cactus rust. The cactus rust are those orange brown spots that you guys see on your branches. Those, to me, I feel like it's always very hard to avoid because it just comes with the winter. Every winter I get the cactus rust, and I'm trying new things all the time. Copper fungicide, I'm using neem oil, and I still get them. It's just part of growing dragon fruit, and I'm finally starting to accept that. So with the change to Gary's Best, it didn't too much stop the cactus rust, but it didn't spread as vigorously as when I had it in Fox Farm. So here you do see some of the cactus rust that's starting to form. So I'll probably cut this off because we're still early in the season. Spring's coming, so we'll have more branches. But I do see it, but it's not spreading as aggressively as it used to when I had it in Fox Farm. So that's another good news there. We're getting a lot of good improvements, and the whole thing was the winter. It was just killing my plants. A lot of people have to start over, and that was the biggest worry. So Gary's Best so far has been doing well. Here's some more, and if you guys take a look, they're growing nice and healthy. Still no root rot, no flesh rotting. So it's very nice. And we have one more over here. This is the Sunta 3 Oceanside, and it's looking great as well. Growth is growing. I don't see any cactus rust. We even have new growth that's already starting to put out on the backside here. So far, Gary's Best soil is doing great. I don't see any of the root rotting, the cactus rust as much. So that's very cool. So let's go over there and check out the Fox Farm pots and see how they're doing. So once we go over here, guys, established plants because of all of the organic soil, and I'm starting to think that the roots are starting to grow into the ground too, because when I try to move them, they don't budge anymore. So I'm loving that. So let's check out some of the pots. Here is a Fox Farm pot. If you guys looked earlier over when I was trying to move the soil, they move very well. With the Fox Farm, they do compress and condense, and you can see the roots bind up. But to my surprise, for some reason this season, I didn't get as much of the root rotting or the flesh melting off of the base from the Fox Farm soil this season. And that just shows that if you maintain your soil and take care and pay attention to it enough, break it up and give it air when it needs it, top it off, or when something goes bad, you just attend to it right away and not just leave it, you can still have healthy dragon fruit pots with Fox Farm soil. They're just growing so well. Here's another one that's with Fox Farm. I'm getting a lot of new growth down here, which I'm gonna start pruning soon and then start selling some of these cuttings on the website. But this one, for some reason, it's Fox Farm soil. It didn't really compress as much. It's really loose soil. I think maybe worms are starting to get in here, so they're helping with moving the soil around, doing its composting. So we're getting good results. So it depends on how you grow them, how extreme your conditions are. Your soil in Fox Farm can actually still do well. It's just how well and how much maintenance you're putting and the time that you're putting into it. I feel like with the Gary's Best, it's kind of like the lazy man soil. If you just want to grow dragon fruit without having to do much, Gary's Best is starting to do that for me. I didn't really have to pay attention to them. With Fox Farm during the season, I always had to come out here with my pick and have to break up the soil, amend it a little bit more. But all that work gives me the results I get here, to a point where I'm also getting flower in the winter. Here's Frankie's Red with a flower. We're in February right now, but we have flowers. And we also have fruits that I need to harvest soon, which is here. These are the Desert King. So they look about ready. I crossed this Desert King with a Asunta 6, and so I'm definitely gonna be using these seeds for hybrids. So yeah, Fox Farm is doing well this year too. Don't see a lot of the cactus rust, don't see a lot of the rot. So overall, this season is just doing really great. Very happy with the results from both, but again, more testing needs to be done to get solid concrete details of how this soil thing all works for the dragon fruit. All right, guys, so that's the updates on the soil. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hit that like button if you guys do. Leave the comments if you guys have any comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.